on the corner of 25 West Main Street in downtown Vermilion. The Spot, Winnie Mays, is proud to support programming on Coyote News. The Spot, Winnie Mays, providing salon and spa services for men, women, and children.
Coming up on Coyote News, online course fees have students talking.
Plus, he was acquitted on Saturday, but former President Donald Trump is lashing out. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Good evening. I'm Delaney Nellis.
And I'm Philip Larson. Noah Friedel is taking the rest of the season off from SDSU basketball. We'll have that story in sports, but first, apparently, a thesis or dissertation can be condensed into just 3 minutes. On Friday, the USD Graduate School hosted the annual 3-minute thesis competition. The Muck Ballroom competition includes participants currently enrolled in a master's or PhD program. The event gave students a non-specialized audience to share the significance of their research projects, all within 3 minutes. Students are not required to have finalized research projects in order to compete. 6 participants advance from the preliminary round onto the final round taking place today, with a chance to be awarded $350 and an invitation to the Midwestern Association of Graduate Schools virtual 3 minutes thesis competition scheduled for March. The final round just ended in the Muck Ballroom. Second place students are receiving $250 and third place students $150.
The South Dakota Department of Health reports 95 new cases of COVID-19. Active cases and hospitalizations are down. There are 2,072 current infections and 94 people hospitalized. USD currently has 5 active cases. There are no new deaths reported from the last 24 hours. So far, 1,844 South Dakotans have died from COVID. Health systems have distributed more than 158,000 doses of the COVID vaccine. Roughly 16% of the state's population have completed the full vaccination series.
Spring break is approaching, and to help keep students, faculty, and staff healthy and safe, the university is now offering free rapid COVID-19 tests. The test is available in the Muck, room 212, on Monday through Friday from 9 to 4:30. The turnaround for results are given within 15 minutes.
Former President Donald Trump lashed out yesterday in a highly personal statement aimed at the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, effectively declaring war on the Kentucky Republican for failing to back Trump attempts to undermine the 2020 election. On Saturday, the U.S. Senate voted 57 to 43 to acquit the former president. McConnell was one of the 57. Trump was charged with inciting an insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. Both South Dakota senators voted to acquit. They each released a statement offering the reasoning for their vote. Senator John Thune says that his vote to acquit should not be viewed as an exoneration for Trump's conduct on January 6th or the days and weeks leading up to it. Senator Mike Rounds listened to the House managers and says he's convinced that the Senate doesn't have the jurisdiction to render a judgment against the former president. Both senators say they want to get back to work for the American people. Phil, with this Arctic weather rolling through, what can we expect going forward?
Unfortunately, the cold is going to be sticking around for a couple more days, but then it should break and give us some warmth. Right now, it's a cold 15 degrees outside. The low for tonight will be below 0. Tomorrow should be mostly sunny, bringing a high near 19 degrees and a low of -1. Friday brings a high of 21 degrees and a low in the single digits above 0. This weekend's partly cloudy but warmer. Saturday, there's a high of 30 degrees and a low of 21. And that is all for your Coyote weather.
With temperatures and wind chill going well below 0, frostbite becomes a larger concern. Frostbite can occur with temperatures lower than 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Before the skin develops frostbite, it will first go through the frost nip stage. Frost nip is most common and occurs on the surface of the skin. Once the wind chill gets below 19, it can take just 30 minutes for frostnip or frostbite to take effect. To prevent frostbite, be prepared and wear multiple layers, including hats, scarves to cover your face.
Many USD courses have been moved to an online format for the spring semester because of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Coyote News' Caleb Martin has more.
Many USD students are upset that they did not have the option to take certain courses face-to-face this semester, forcing them to pay more money to take the same courses online.
The university was forced to move some courses to an online or hybrid format because of a lack of classroom space. Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Kurt Hackamere, said that the university's 2021 academic course structure was driven by what they had to do.
We literally ran out of classroom space, right? I mean, last year we had 17 or 18 classrooms that held 50 or more students. This year, before we put Alf's Auditorium online, we were down to 1.
Online courses have traditionally been higher priced than face-to-face courses in the state due to a decision made by the South Dakota legislature over 20 years ago.
The pricing for the online courses included, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes infrastructure and administrative work that goes into online courses, so it included mechanisms to pay for that.
USD students have had to adjust to a greater amount of online learning during the pandemic, but may see their online course load decrease for the fall semester.
First of all, for planning for fall 21, we are planning to go back to our pre-pandemic classroom capacities. So that will change things.
The university expects most courses to be offered face-to-face again in the fall. Reporting for Coyote News, I'm Caleb Martin.
Students should expect more face-to-face classes and larger class sizes in the fall semester. USD is also redesigning hybrid courses for students who prefer additional online learning options.
Still to come on Coyote News, an app that keeps USD students safe.
This is Coyote News.
Finding a parking spot on the USD campus during the weekdays is not always the easiest task. As the winter storm brings more snow to Vermilion, winter snow removal continues and parking becomes even more complicated. When necessary, snow is removed every day and left in piles on adjacent grassy areas, but also outlying parking spots, leaving fewer students with even fewer spots to park. The problem leads to some students parking lots meant for other parking passes they don't own. More spots will open as the weather warms.
Rush Limbaugh, a strong right-wing talk radio host, has died at the age of 70. His wife announced his death on his radio show, saying she knew she wasn't the Limbaugh everyone was expecting to hear from. She did say that Rush had passed due to complications from lung cancer. Rush was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by former President Donald Trump during his State of the Union address.
Wellness Wednesdays is a new SGA initiative. Coyote News' Michael Stake is live in the muck to learn more from SGA President Abouk Gil. Michael?
Thanks, Delaney. I'm here in the muck with Abouk Gil. So, Abouk, what is Wellness Wednesday, and what's SGA's mental health initiative?
Absolutely. So Wellness Wednesday is a student-led initiative put on by the Student Government Association. What it is basically student programming. Bi-weekly, we partner up with different programs on campus and also departments, kind of like the counseling center, athletics, and other departments on campus, and we bring students resources for their mental health. A lot of this conversation came about from this last semester where students were really struggling to get their mental health in the right place without having any breaks and kind of having an overload with the pandemic. So we wanted to find ways that we can give students these resources while also having a little bit of fun doing it as well.
Awesome. And how will SGA measure success in the program?
Absolutely. So the program that we put on with the counseling center, we had about 47 students come through, and the following week we had around 60 students come through. And I think as long as we're getting this information out to at least a few students at a time, there's always someone who definitely needs it. That's the best that we can do, and we want to just we want to let students know that we are here for them and that we are a resource for them on campus.
And where can the students go to reach out to the SGA?
Absolutely. So you can reach out to SGA at our weekly meetings, which will be Tuesday at 6:30 in the Muck Ballroom, or you can go ahead and stop in to our office hours, which will also be in the Muck in room 143, right across from the Charlie's bookstore. And then also reach out to us by email if you have any questions or need anything at all.
Thanks, Abouk. Live in the Muck with Coyote News, I'm Michael Stake.
Thanks, Michael. Student crisscross campus and the community at all hours of the day and night. And the university continually seeks ways of keeping them safe. Coyote News' Sam Johnson met with UPD officers to get more details.
The University Police Department is responsible for maintaining the well-being of on-campus students through the many features they offer.
That the university tries to keep its student body safe, and one of them is App Armor's USD Safe app.
Well, the USD Safe app is a cell phone application you can download from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and there is a large number of different resources included in the Safe app, but then it also takes those Everbridge alerts, those campus safety alerts, and it'll push them through the USD Safe app as well. So just another redundancy, you can receive those messages that way, and lots of other great resources on the app as well.
A recent addition to the app has been a health assessment module. By assessing the user's symptoms, the app is designed to minimize COVID-19 exposure and increase health and safety awareness. The app works both on and off campus and serves a variety of purposes. It provides real-time location information to emergency contacts and the university's police department.
So some of the other resources UPD offers for students on campus will be the campus safety escort. So if a student felt unsafe walking back from one location to another on campus, UPD could provide that individual with an escort. So that could be just walking them from one location to another, or it could be providing them a ride. Kind of just depends on how the situation is.
UPD also says that one of the best ways to prepare for an emergency is just to learn basic guidelines like evacuation plans or the location of the nearest tornado shelter. Reporting for Coyote News, I'm Sam Johnson.
Sierra, I saw the women's basketball team got a couple of wins this weekend.
That's right, Delaney. Plus, SDSU's Noah Friedel is out for the season. I'll talk about that game and more when we come back.
The Honors Lounge is my favorite place to study on campus.
The Honors Lounge, located in Old Main, offers 24-hour access. With quiet study space, free printing, study snacks, and computer access. To join, contact the University Honors Program.
This is Coyote News.
Welcome back. I'm Sierra Prue, and this is your Coyote Sports. SDSU men's basketball player Noah Friedel says he's taking the rest of the season off to deal with depression issues. Friedel was last year's Summit League Freshman of the Year and the Jackrabbits' season-leading scorer. The starting guard made the announcement in a news conference this morning. USD's Student Athletics Success Center reminds USD students to also reach out if they or their friends are struggling and need someone to talk to. Coyote basketball teams are prepping for Oral Roberts on Saturday. Last weekend, the teams returned from a two-day doubleheader against North Dakota. The women tipped off first. Freshman standout Maddie Cruel was one of 4 Coyotes to reach double digits. Cruel put up 14 points. 8 of those came in the fourth quarter, fighting off North Dakota's comeback. The game ended in favor of the Coyotes 72-63. On Sunday, the Coyote women outscored North Dakota in the first, second, and fourth quarter. Senior Hannah Shervin recorded another double-double, making it her 6th time doing so, which was crucial in the game's pace. Along with 24 points scored, she also grabbed 10 rebounds, blocked 3 times, and stole the ball twice. Coyotes claimed another victory, 64-47. The men had a different fate. On Saturday, North Dakota had a tough game plan that included some hot shooting. Saturday's score ended 85-76 in favor of the Fighting Hawks. The team returned Sunday to the Betty Ingolstadt Sioux Center with a new chance at victory. The first half ended with the Yotes trailing 36-24. AJ Plitzawhite was a key player, closing the 23-point gap down to 4 with 44 seconds remaining on the clock. The push would prove to be not enough, and the Fighting Hawks ended the night with an 85-81 win. USD and North Dakota State are now tied for first in the Summit League. The basketball teams will get to end their regular season schedule in Vermillion for back-to-back weekend games against Oral Roberts and NDSU. Volleyball hosted Omaha Sunday and Monday at the SCSC. One match was a win and one a loss. The Coyotes won 3 straight games Sunday with scores of 25-16, 25-23, and 25-15. The Yotes limited the Mavericks' hitting percentage to .064, making it their season low. The teams returned to the court Monday, and the Mavericks returned with a much more aggressive serving approach. South Dakota found themselves in a 2-1 set deficit and went the 5-set distance. The Coyotes used both of their timeouts in the 5th set, putting themselves within 2 points of Omaha. It was not enough. Omaha won 15-12 in 3 of the 5 sets, changing the Coyote conference record to 3 wins and 1 loss. This weekend, Coyote Athletics is hosting 4 basketball games and a volleyball match, all here at home. Coyote News' Rachel Pekosh is live in the muck with Deputy Athletic Director Mike West to find out how athletics is handling so many home events this season. Rachel?
Thanks, Sierra. I'm here with Deputy Athletic Director Mike West. So, Mike, we've seen a lot of alterations with the athletic department, perhaps more than we've seen with other departments. What can you tell me about how you and the athletic department are juggling this busy schedule ahead of us this semester?
You know, it's been a challenge, but it's also been satisfying at the same time. Our staff has worked in different ways than they've ever had to work. What we've done with social media to try to continue to engage our fan base and continuing to engage the students has been challenging, but a lot of fun because we've had great student crowds. We've had great lively crowds. Our social media rankings have been higher than ever. So people are interested, they miss us, and it's been fun trying to figure out how to keep people in, Coyote mode.
Right. So this weekend we have 5 sporting events at home, and typically this would give us a great home advantage. But will we be seeing a decrease in fan attendance due to COVID-19?
Well, I think there's definitely people that still aren't comfortable being with large groups. I think the other challenge, quite honestly, will be that people just don't have time to go. We actually have 6 events. We have 2 men's basketball, 2 women's basketball, and 2 volleyball. And we were supposed to have a football game. So if you're a family and you're busy, you're going to have to make some choices. You can't go to every single event. And so that's probably as much of a challenge as getting people to our games, is making sure that they feel like they have enough time to do their family stuff and go to 6 sporting events. So
yeah, definitely. And what can you tell me about restrictions that the athletic department has placed on who can and who cannot attend these events?
You know, we do sell some season or single game tickets now. We made a high priority to make sure that our season ticket holders would be the first people to get in, and our students. But we do have strict rules. You have to wear a mask, and you have to sit socially distanced. And so nobody will be sitting behind you or in front of you, and there will always be 3 seats on each side of you.
Awesome. And so we've seen a lot of precautions put in place to ensure the safety of our students, staff, and faculty. What kind of precautions have you in the athletic department put in place to ensure the safety of our athletes as well as our opponents' athletes?
You know, above and beyond the mask that we're doing testing for our student athletes. If you go to like the ticket office, there are lines that you have to be 6 feet behind, and we have marks. Concessions areas also have 6-foot marks. So we're going to continue to push the things that the CDC and state health department says, which is 6 feet and wear a mask. And if you're sick, stay home. And if you're a student athlete, we're going to test you 3 times a week to make sure it's safe to be out there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike. Remember, Coyotes, there will be 6 sporting events hosted at home this weekend. Live in the Muck, I'm Rachel Peckosh.
Thanks, Rachel. Coyote softball played in Louisiana over the weekend, but came up short against Nichols on the final day of the tournament. Senior pitcher Sarah Lisco went the 7-inning distance in the pitching circle, but lack of defense from the field allowed a 3-1 lead by the Nickel Colonels, despite a major push from Lauren Wapkin and Lauren Miguel. The Yotes did not have enough time to make up the score. The 3-0 Colonels won 6-4. South Dakota is now 1-5 and is scheduled to compete in a tournament next weekend in the sunny state of South Carolina. The Coyote softball team is not the only team getting to escape the cold. Women's golf teed off in Florida on Monday. The team competed against 9 other schools in their first appearance in the Amelia Island Collegiate. The Coyotes finished in 5th and had a final score of 931 after 54 holes of action. This was the Yotes' first tournament in almost a year. South Dakota track and field prepares to compete against rivals South Dakota State in one last regular season meet before the Indoor Summit League Championships. Freshman Jacob Jenkins is one of 4 Yotes to make it to the top of the Summit League. He is currently leading the league in triple jump. After competing in the Division I Challenge last week, Jenkins leaped his best mark of 14.97 meters, or a little over 49 feet. To put that in a Yotes perspective, it is over 11 feet longer than the USD climbing wall located in the Wellness Center. That's all for your Coyote sports. Coming up on Coyote News, students gave us an insight into how they've been keeping warm.
I like shooting live because you have a greater responsibility. You get to go out, get hands-on experience in the field, and you know it's leading you to something great for the future. I really like the teamwork and being able to communicate with people. We all know what jobs we're supposed to be doing, and we all know what needs to get done. There's something about being live outside of the studio. Being on your own, it's just a different energy. I like being part of a team and working together to get the perfect interview. I think it's worth it from all the experience and all the skills you're going to get from it. It definitely helps you break down some barriers and opens you up to new experiences.
PAVE is promoting awareness, victim empowerment, but it's more than that. PAVE is hope, community, inspiring, change, friendship, diverse, USD, understanding, important, dedicated, powerful. PAVE is shattering the silence of sexual violence.
This is Coyote News.
As classes continue with the low temperatures, students have had to find a way to stay warm.
In this week's Out and About, we asked students how they've been surviving the cold.
Here's what they had to say.
I'm not. I'm half dead, so.
Well, not very good. I lost my coat last night, so besides that, I just sit in my car and I don't walk anywhere.
Surviving the cold, staying inside, and keeping myself bundled up.
Extra layers. I'm buying long johns, the good socks, heat and build through the roof, that kind of stuff. So Just doing the best I can.
Just bundling up, keeping my heat going, trying to stay positive throughout it.
I'm not. I really don't want to be here. A lot of hot chocolate and just all my coats. I have like 4 coats, so I like switch them out. Sometimes I layer them, but lots of hot chocolate.
I guess I'm not, but I guess with a coat.
Excuse me?
When I go outside, I bundle up. Other than that, I stay inside and play Rocket League.
I invested in a jacket that is actually longer, which has really been helping me survive the cold. And other than that, just trying to stay warm in the muck and wearing gloves and hats. I think that's really important.
I just put a jacket on, and I don't leave. I don't know. I don't leave my room that much.
I just wear a sweatshirt and I'm like, all right, we're good. We're going out. Just you gotta brave yourself. You gotta put it in deep inside you and go, all right, it's too cold out to whine and complain. Just go out, just do what you need, and then come back. That's how I do it.
Be sure to pick up this week's issue of the Volant, out today with a look into the challenges of Title IX compliance at USD.
That's all for Coyote News. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
And watch and listen for Coyote News daily updates throughout the week on KAOR and the Coyote News social media pages.
Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.